Hey guys, good morning. Melissa here again. This is my second video today. As I have said, I'm shooting this stuff out and getting information out as the whole abortion debate is raging. So let's talk about homeschooling for a minute. Many people are feeling like, listening to Michael Knowles and the comments yesterday on his media, many people are starting to turn to homeschooling. So I'm also a homeschool mom. I went to public school myself. I graduated early. I graduated in 3 years instead of 4. And this was after a forced abortion. I was still strong enough or able to graduate. I did that pretty much all on my own. I remember having one meeting with a guidance counselor. Maybe there was two. I don't, it was really vague. I mean, I was so busy with my life that there wasn't a lot of weight put to it, but I did let them know what I planned on doing. I had heard it vaguely about someone graduating, something in my ear. I had heard and said, yeah, that sounds good. I think I'm going to double up on my classes and, I'm not going to do study hall. I used to be so bored in study hall to not have anything to do really because I was, a pretty good student. When we had homework, I pretty much did it right away. I could even finish up some of the stuff in class while listening to the teacher. So I graduated early from high school. And then my story is I really didn't know what I wanted to do with my life. I know there was a lot of pressure in high school to know what you want to do with your life when you get out. I remember they had a class that we had to take about, careers. I remember court reporting was being offered, and I didn't know what I wanted to do, and money seemed to be something that was important to a lot of people. It really wasn't that important to me. I mean, I don't really remember being into money, but I thought, yeah, I'll go where the money is. So I went to college, and I dyed my hair blonde. I was getting out there. And as I went to college, I really kind of felt like, there was a little cattiness with the girls. It wasn't real bad, but I kind of felt like I was a little bored. And I also felt like what had happened was I was working at a court reporting firm at the same time. I had been offered that. And as I was working there, I really had a good picture of what this was going to look like if I graduated from college. So it's funny how that experience really affected whether I would finish college, and seeing what kind of lifestyle that was for me at that age. I didn't want it. It wasn't, I was pretty down to earth then. I was pretty, I wasn't into the polished look. I wasn't into being around the lawyers. Now I feel like that lifestyle probably would fit me, but because I like business, I like professionalism. There's just things I do like now, but at that time in my life, I just didn't want it. So I also had a situation with my hearing, which I didn't think, because I had a hearing problem when I was a kid. I didn't think I would probably be able to do that. And, that lack of confidence, I think, looking back, I could have. But my lack of confidence in that, I went to a teacher and just told him, and he's like, well, that could be an issue. He was an old guy. And I think he kind of was thinking of himself with his hearing issues. I don't know. So I decided not to continue in that. And I also had kind of in the background been dealing with, feelings about the abortion. Not so much like, really coming to know that it was wrong, but just feeling like, I'm starting to feel like, maybe I would want kids. So from there, that was just really never developed. And a lot of girls, childhood, what they hear is, when you grow up, you're going to meet Prince Charming and you're going to have a baby. And I remember like I had this doll I fell in love with as a kid and she was thrown away. And, that's kind of weird to think about how that wasn't really developed as much as it could have been. My Barbie dolls were more developed than my baby doll. So anyways, as I decided not to move on with that, wasn't, I then got married, and I really did not know what I wanted to do with my life. It was kind of like, okay, now what? What am I supposed to do with my life? So I had gone to hairdressing school. I said, okay, why not? I guess I'll just go to hairdressing school. My heart, again, wasn't, really into it, but it was something I figured I could learn, and I did like to learn. That is something that is a theme through my life, that I was a good student, and I just like to try things and learn things, very curious. So from there, I did graduate, and I was pregnant with my firstborn son when I graduated. So that is amazing, because we hear the whole, abortion debate say, well, if you're pregnant, you can't finish school. Well, I did. And it was one of the best things that ever happened to me in my life. So from there, I absolutely loved being a mother. My voice, I started having a voice. I think I shared in another video. I don't know if I did for sure, but I have other videos about, in my feminine womanhood video from the past. I'm not even really on there now, but I had shared about, it may have been those videos, just basically how my life totally changed once I had him. I was just kind of like, I don't know if I should, continue in the hairdressing profession because I'm pregnant, and I didn't want to do anything to cause a miscarriage. So I decided to stay home. It made better financial sense. I mean, here I am able to get Medicaid. Back then, if I stayed home, if I would have went into a career, I probably wouldn't back then have qualified for Medicaid, which is a concern I had to pay for, having him. So I definitely decided to stay home, and I had nothing to do except wait for him to be born. And when I did stay home, I had nothing to do. And one day I felt him kick, and I wasn't fat in my opinion. I had only gained 22 pounds completely with him. But I was just, I had no development under my belt with children. And I was just like, why am I feeling him, why am I feeling a kick? And I started thinking about this and thinking, oh my goodness, when the abortion happened, I did not look pregnant. Could it have been a baby then? So I started doing my research. The truth started hitting me. Meanwhile, I had already been in a hairdressing salon while I was in school, getting the experience of how to work at a salon. And there was this Christian woman, and I thought she was strange. And she was kind of reaching out to me. And at the same time, here I am feeling guilt, awful guilt, for an abortion that I was pretty much forced into. And abortion will do that too. It will make you feel like God is not happy with you. He's punishing you. There's a lot of post-traumatic stress that I did not understand at that time. So I was kind of going through that myself. I had already gone to the pregnancy center where I live, and I had gotten a free pregnancy test. And I had just in passing mentioned the abortion, which I hadn't really told many people about it. And without knowing my situation, she said, God forgives as far as the east to the west. So as I went back to get a car seat from them and some clothes, being very resourceful, not wanting to spend any money, I was just chewing on that God forgives as far as the east to the west. And it actually brought me to a place that where I could not forgive myself. I decided to forgive myself. I decided, whatever part I had in it, God forgives. So later on, I put the blame where it really did go, but he forgives as far as the east to the west. And I felt this huge weight come off my back. Meanwhile, somebody in the family invited me to church. I heard the gospel, and from there took many classes on, motherhood, and read and decided to homeschool. So when I started homeschooling is a whole nother journey, and I would just highly recommend that to mothers who really do enjoy their kids and want their kids home with them, and reinvest that time into your family. So I'm going to be talking about building healthy families, reinvesting into the homeschooling, and being able to build a rich family life at home with your family versus coming from a place where public school is tearing down your family's values and you're coming from a place of brokenness in your life, and just how to redo the brokenness to a something much more healthier in your life.